Greetings and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and welcome back to Lads in Distress. When we last left off, we were about to get married to Prince Mer of the Mer Water Kingdom. I don't know. It's Little Mermaid themed. I don't know. Just roll with it. We're walking down the aisle slowly with gravitas in a pretty dress that makes us look eerily like the girl from Long Live the Queen, but more on that another day, I guess. The orchestra matches the style and beat of each and every one of my steps for their beats. They deserve a tip for their improv. Magicians, too, have gathered at this wedding, and they do not skip on their job. We are indoors, yet gentle breezes whirl around and through me, shifting around my dress and hair to accentuate my best features. Egotistical much, princess? I take a quick glance at my hands and realize that I am glowing. I look ahead and see that so is Prince Mer. The conjured spotlight is centered on us. Ooh, shiny. Oh, hello. He just shows up out of nowhere like, I'm here. I turn my head. An abrupt gasp escapes my lips at the sight of Nicole. He's the minister for the wedding? Nobody told me this. He can do that? No wonder he left so quickly earlier. It must have taken a while to decide and memorize the script and directions. They have a book, you know, you could just slip it in. Never mind. I nod at him, and he grins back at me reassuringly as I continue to step forward. Once I finally reach Prince Mer, I reach out my arm towards him. He receives my hand with his, and we stand like statues with happy but authoritative smiles. Then we wait. From today on, you're hereby to be unified as man and wife, as woman and husband, as one entity, the gods of the kingdoms. A single body, a single mind, a single soul, even death may never separate your union or crumble your love. It will just make sex awkward. Prince Mer of Water Kingdom, by placing the ring on Princess Charming's finger, you are swearing to bind your life to Princess Charming's and to pledge a future of fidelity. Prince Mer nods. His movements are firm as he obeys. The ring is gorgeous. Its center a radiant, large benetois, and I'm impressed no matter how many times I see it. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I can ask a French friend later. Princess Charming of Lunar Kingdom, as you place the ring on Prince Mer's finger, repeat after me. I hereby bind my life to yours and pledge a future of fidelity. I take Prince Mer's hand once more and set the band at the base of his ring finger. I hereby bind my love to yours and pledge an eternity of fidelity. Prince Mer and my eyes meet, and both of us blush crimson red for whatever reason. Probably to match his hair. Princess Charming, do you agree to love this man for the rest of eternity to come? Oh no, she's thinking... Yes. Okay, I had to click. I was like, oh, was she having second thoughts? Do you, Prince Mer, agree to love this woman for the rest of eternity to come? Prince Mer gives a single decisive nod, because, as far as we know, he is mute. Wonderful! By the grace of the gods, I declare the two of you now one entity, the mind unified by love and trust. And royal duties, but we'll get into that another day. You may now kiss. I tiptoe, and Prince Mer leans down. Our lips brush only for the briefest seconds. While the brevity is disappointing, we know we have a lifetime before us to kiss as we please. Plus, I don't think you want to do tongue in church, just saying. We grin, and our grips on each other's hands tighten. A deafening wave of applause floods the room and endures for minutes before Nicole can finally speak again. Now please kneel in the direction of the thrones, for the gods await your pledge of service and loyalty. Prince Mer and I release each other's hands and kneel, clasping together our own hands as though we were praying. Nicole reiterates the typical coronation dialogue, which is long and boring. I zone out for the most part, nodding at random intervals with a feigned expression of interest. From the corner of my eye, I see Prince Mer doing the same. While the nation will be united as one, they will continue to have two separate governing bodies. As Queen, Princess Charming will have sole rule over the domain of Lunar Kingdom. As King, Prince Mer will likewise have sole rule over the domain of Water Kingdom. Only by the death of one may the other gain power over both nations. I tune out Nicole some more to daydream. I can't wait till the wedding night. Princess Charming, you are now the loyal leader of the gods' fellow children, as are you, Prince Mer. The bishops of Water and Lunar Kingdom finally crowned Prince Mer, and me, each bishop is adorned in the garb of their own nation. May the two of you two of your regimes shine favorably upon the gods above us. Illusions of downy white wings spring from our backs. That's taking things a little too far, don't you think? Once again, applause erupts and reverberates from the crowd. Warm snowflakes fall from the ceiling, and the broom itself begins to sparkle. Prince Mer and I march back down the aisles, our heads held high. Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen! I was just talking about that game. Or is it God Save the Queen? No, I think it was God Save the Queen, wasn't it? Queen Charming. Queen Charming. I really need a different name. Can I switch my name now that I'm Queen? Prince Mer and I gracefully nod and wave at the crowd. Do you do this? Like a little robot. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe the Queen is actually a robot. That's why she's living so long. I see a little girl gape at me with wide eyes, pointing at my wings with excitement. I blow her a kiss. I feel surge of pity at the fact that very few people are chanting in support of Prince Mer, but it can't be helped. This is my kingdom, after all. The wedding was in such short notice, after all, and we are hosting it in my own kingdom. I make a small bow towards the couple sitting beside my parents in the elevated seats, knowing that they must be Prince Mer's parents. It is my first time seeing them. This is kind of awkward. They salute me in acknowledgement. They look both flabbergasted and honored, which is perhaps inevitable considering the rumors surrounding Prince Mer. If I take Prince Mer's words at face value, Prince Mer's words, say that 5 times fast. They probably never thought their child would get married at all, much less someone of as much power and status as me. I turn my gaze to Prince Mer and realize he has been looking at me the entire time. I giggle before gesturing toward his parents. As I know, he trembles before sending a curt, polite smile in their direction, then looking away. I bit my lip, confused by the tension, but now is not the time to question the relation between them. I mean, we gotta head off to the royal chambers if you know what I mean. I remain silent until we finally reach our parents and await their public blessings. Still kind of awkward that our parents are essentially silhouettes, but whatever. Mer and I wave his parents goodbye as they walk out the door. They have only come to witness the wedding, and they are already heading back to Water Kingdom. That was quick and rather sad, but whatever. It's a pity, but from the overt coldness between him and Mer, it's not surprising. The nobles and foreign monarchs who have gathered around us begin to disperse as well. Hours have passed since the wedding drew to its end, and even the most talkative are finally drained. You must be so joyful you get to see your parents again. Mer nods, but he looks uncomfortable, hence the little anime lines on his head. Why are you so tense? Well, think about it, Father. He refused to return to his kingdom. His parents didn't say anything, but think of how disappointed they must have been. Prince Mer obviously feels guilty. Oh, of course, but his demeanor totally, perhaps only further saddened them. And don't you mean King Mer, my child? Oh yes, of course, King Mer. That sounds like such a funny name too. Well, it doesn't matter. Although, Mer, I must warn you that your parents are not entirely content with your distance. Today is your honeymoon, of course, and I suppose you two will be preoccupied with establishing your rule for the next few months at the least, among other things. I want grandchildren. But once everything is settled, make sure to have some fun with your parents, alright? Parenting is a lonely job, even if the children reciprocate your love. Father shakes his head and tuts. Tut tut. It looks like rain. No, not really. The two of you will understand after you guys finally produce an heir. Hopefully soon. I look away and Mer coughs from beside me. Oh, quit acting so shy. Given the circumstances, it is your duty to produce an heir. Although perhaps it may be wise to birth 2 instead of 1. 1 for Water Kingdom and 1 for Lunar. Maybe you will have twins, who knows? We'll see what happens. We can't exactly expect anything because if this is like in ye olden days, I will likely die from childbirth. So, Father, perhaps we can decide this another time. I don't want to talk about the birds and the bees in front of you now. We only just got married after all. Of course, I'm only amusing my child. Do not fret. Would it not be nice for you to have twins, though? That could be fun, very fun indeed. Thanks, Ma. Yes, I'm hoping to see twins in 9 months sharp, Charming. It is just a hope, of course. Thank you, Daddy, dearest. Father! Oh, I hate to distract you guys further. It'll probably ruin the mood for when you produce me some grandchildren. I have business that I must attend pronto. Good luck as a ruler, Charming and Mer. I have faith in you too. Yeah, that's why you were fighting so hard to keep tradition alive. Mer and I leered at each other in an uncomfortable silence. Well, Mer scratches his chin, unsure how to react. I do the same. We should really get going, huh? To our new room, that is. I suppose we could stay here and talk to the few nobles left, but do you really want to? Mer shakes his head with a nervous chuckle, and I grab his hand for what seems like the 100th time today. Let's go, then. Fair enough. The bed creaks as it shifts, waking me up. A strange tension fills the air, and a bead of some liquid drops onto my chin. I pry open my eyes and split through my half-closed lids. I can barely make out a silhouette. Something silver glints in midair. My vision slowly adjusts to darkness, revealing... Mer. What is wrong with your face? He stays in place like a statue, too stunned to move. His hands are together above my stomach, holding something that I can't quite make out. You're awake? I reach out to pull him towards me into a hug. Did you do it or not? I don't even know. What are you up to? Mer twitches out of my reach. Is something the matter? Ever so slowly, my vision adjusts some more, and I finally make out it wasn't Mer's hands. A dagger? I rub my eyes. I'm way too tired right now. Am I seeing things? Is that the dagger from before? The beach? Mer doesn't respond, and somehow I'm sure I'm right. Suddenly alert, I push myself backwards and sit upright. I turn on the candles with my magic. I'm cautious not to take my eyes off of Mer. Why were you holding a dagger above my stomach? Sweat rolls down Mer's forehead, but he does not respond, whether with illusions or with his voice. His voice? Why isn't he using his voice? If you wanted to kill me, you could have just spoken to me while I was asleep, or even just now. Why are you using a dagger, Prince Mer, or King Mer now? I assume you have a reason. No response. As far as I can tell, you tried to kill me just now. Wait, you can't just ignore my questions. But he does. Mer. I'm gonna plead with him just for safety precautions. Mer, please. Please tell me the truth. Tell me everything. I titter. I trust you, Mer. I want to trust you, and I will. Please don't betray my faith. Mer averts his gaze. Mer, unless I'm solely mistaken, you tried to kill me. I'm not going to let something like that fly without a heart-wrenching explanation. I'm sorry. I will tell you everything. Thank you. I lean against the wall, ready to listen, but an nagging feeling abruptly consumes me. What if he lies to me? What if he fabricates yet another story? It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last, but right now I need him to be absolutely honest. Mer, please come with me. He stares at me and nods. Well, that took a dark and awkward turn. Under bright light, it's obvious that Mer has been crying. His face is puffy, his eyes are bloodshot, and tear stains blot his face. I pretend I didn't notice for both of our sakes. Charming, why are you here? Yes, why have we come here? I wonder. Nicole, Prince Mer, you just tried to kill me. Just, say that just out of the blue, and, what have you. He's not going to totally turn him in. What? Ignoring the cry, I burrow through the shelves to look for the truth serum. Let's see, I know I made one just a few weeks ago. Aha! I grab a vial and toss it to Mer. He catches it easily. Drink it. Why? What is it? I sigh. It's a truth serum. I'm sorry, Mer, I want to be certain of your honesty. Boy, this marriage is going off to a great start, isn't it? They're already starting to lie to each other. We're talking about my potential death, after all? Mer nods. He swallows down the liquid in a single gulp. You might feel slightly dizzy. And don't try to lie. First, you won't be able to. Second, it's going to hurt you. Alright. I block Nicole's and my ears with water bubbles. Wait, Charming, what are you doing? I'm protecting you. I'll explain in a bit. I know you don't like speaking, Mer, but it's kind of imperative that you do. Tell me everything with your voice, not with your illusions. Alright. Illusions? Charming, you taught him magic? Only the basics of forming visual illusions. I wanted to be able to talk to him. Turns out, though, we didn't even need to learn. He didn't lose his voice. You were right, Nicole. What? I glanced at Mer. I don't feel comfortable revealing a secret, but given the circumstances, I must. Meanwhile, I'm sure we just killed a bunch of servants that were walking by. Just saying. His voice is cursed. Anyone who hears him speak dies a gruesome death unless their ears are covered by water. Oh, wow. Did he tell you that? He showed me. I'll explain another time. It's a weird situation, let's just say that. Mer, why don't you tell us the full story? Your guesses are right, I presume. I married you for your throne. I planned to murder you from the beginning. His voice comes out slow and composed. I have to double-check his vial to make sure I didn't give him the wrong potion. Perhaps a part of it is wishful thinking. If only he were lying right now. Somehow he seemed a lot more anxious, a lot more honest back when he was lying. Why? To get more power? Mer shrieks distort laughter. I flinched despite myself. Power did contribute, but that was not the only reason. Mer collapses onto his knees with a loud thud. Before I knew it, he's bawling, and so am I, if only out of confusion. I tried to wipe away my tears immediately, but they only continued to flow. I want to live. I want to live, Charming. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Mer writhes, his hands clawing at his eyes. What does killing me have to do with you living? Mer shudders. A fairy. A fairy? It was the fairy. The fairy changed my fate. Mer, can you start from the beginning? The beginning, yes, of course. Mer stares at Nicole. Don't worry, he won't hurt us as long as you aren't a threat to me. It does not look like he likes me. That doesn't matter. I trust Nicole. You won't do anything foolish, will you? As long as he doesn't try to hurt you, definitely not. See? Now do go on. Mer nods. I am not the Prince Mer you think I am. Wait, what? That's one way to start off a story. Once upon a time. My name was once Evian. The old Prince Mer died 7 years ago. I'll try to reserve judgment till after you're done with your story. Thank you. I suppose you suspect I murdered Mer to replace him, do you not? What else am I to think? Nothing. Wait, Mer, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. Of course you're Prince Mer. I was a peasant. I was poor. I winced now tense, and to the point his words are. Somehow it would be so much more comforting if he were more emotional. If anything, he only sounds resigned. I was the lowest of the low. I skipped meals for days at a time. I could not afford food. Starvation is excruciating. Charming. Death by starvation may be common in this day and age, but it is hell on earth. I don't respond, for I know nothing, of course. I can't. I'm a queen, for heaven's sake. One day, I was on the brink of death. I had gone without food for, I don't know, a week perhaps? I was obviously not keeping track. I was too drained to even move. I had collapsed in the middle of a forest days ago. That is when my savior approached me. Your savior? What do you mean? A fairy. Perhaps a fairy godmother, even? She found me. She saved me. Did she feed you? What does that have to do with anything? I wish it had been so simple. My digestive system had long broken by that point. I could no longer process the food I ate, and I did not even have the energy to move my jaw. I was a goner. The fairy said that in another day or two, I would have died without a doubt. How did she save you, then? Mer looked up at Nicole once more. I'm sure you have a guess. Am I right? Probably. What do you think? A body swap? That's right. Whether thanks to luck or misfortune, the young Prince Mer and his guards were near the fairy's cabin at the time. He chuckles to himself. His laughter sounds somehow broken. I was too knocked up at the time to do anything, but Prince Mer, the fairy was an anarchist to begin with, and it did not help that Prince Mer and his guards trampled over her private garden and slayed her pet unicorns. Not the unicorns! She had pet unicorns? She was quite offended indeed. I would say so. You don't kill unicorns. It's weird enough that you have them in bathroom commercials. I'm sure plenty of you know what I'm talking about. Righty so, I still haven't gotten even one to merely talk to me. Mer shakes his head. She slaughtered all the guards and swapped Mer's and my bodies. Oh. Oh. There is a cold finality to Mer's words that I can't fathom a response to. Even as his voice is still, tears continue flooding from his eyes. How in the world have you maintained a body swap for 7 years? I can't sense any fairy residue from you aside from mine. Years must have passed since you last saw the woman. I do not understand what you mean by fairy residue, but your hunch is right. 3 years to be precise. You've maintained the spell without her help? Our first sacrifices were more than enough for the time being. Oh gods, did you... Yes. What did he do? He murdered people to keep himself alive, I'm assuming? Nicole shakes his head and Mer does the same. It's not important. You do not wish to know. I do, though. I do not want you to know. Not that my word means anything any longer. I'll tell you if you need me to, but you'll probably be much happier without knowing. I bite my lip. Will you tell me another day? If you so desire. Regardless, Mer died of starvation shortly after he received my useless hull of a body. And I was now the healthiest I had ever been. Well, that's your voice. Why does it kill? The so-called curse on my voice was of my own volition. I asked the magician to curse me. Admittedly, I never expected its effects to be so gruesome. Evian, my old body, was mute. I picked up speaking fairly quickly, but it feels uncomfortable. Besides, switching to my voice as my primary mode of communication felt like severing my last ties to myself. The curse benefited me threefold. First, it's hard to pretend to be a famous man if you must speak to those around you. Secondly, it prevented me from resorting to speech to converse with the ignorant. And finally, it provided a means of self-defense where I had none. Normally, if the sacrifice is not made, both parties simply return to their original bodies. But Evian's body is dead, while Mer's mind has passed to the afterlife. If we revert bodies, I die, Princess Charming. Me. I die. Every day I look in the mirror and loathe myself. I deserve to be dead. I deserve a painful death for all I have done and not done. At the same time, I refuse. I do not want to die, so I will not. I must not. I cannot. Why did you target Charming? She has nothing to do with this. Charming was the perfect target, in theory. The fairy lent me her special dagger. She told me that if I wanted to ensure that the body swap lasted the rest of my life, I had to use it to pierce someone with tremendous magic abilities through the chest. Yet magic users are high non-existent outside of Lunar Kingdom, so I had nobody to target unless I came here. But No. Prince Mer's parents became overprotective once I returned. I was never allowed to leave the castle unless I was summoned for political occasions. Princess Charming's ball provided the perfect opportunity for me to come here, and I soon realized that Charming was the best victim possible. What do you mean? Charming, everyone knows of your magical talents. You are also royalty, and even now, despite being one myself, I hate monarchs. I hate your selfishness, your ignorance, your cockiness. And if I wed you before murdering you, I could even have your throne. I could have power like never before imagined. I could have magic at my beck and call, and helping others like me would become much more doable. I don't respond. Now that I finally have everything spelled out before me, there is no room for denial. Mer used me. He never loved me. And I fell for his lies. I don't know what I expected. I should have known. I should never have agreed to marry Mer. I should have listened to everyone. My head begins to throb and I close my eyes. Why didn't you kill her then? You're right. She would have been the perfect target for you. So why were you clumsy enough to be caught? My eyes flutter open immediately despite myself. The memory of Mer kneeling atop me in bed with his dagger in his hands, trembling like a leaf and unable to make the decisive move, floods my vision. Mer looks down at the ground. She has grown on me. I want her to live. Even if you die, how much time do you have left again? A little over 2 weeks. But yes, even if I die. And the wedding? What about the wedding? Why did you convince her to hold it so much earlier? I was afraid. I was afraid that if I spent any more time with her, I would fall in love with her and be unable to kill her. I wanted to settle things before everything escalated that much. Nicole shrugs. Clearly you have fallen in love with her already. Mer doesn't respond. You're welcome, Charming. I feel the heat rise to my cheeks. Princess Charming. Well, Queen Charming now. I understand we can no longer be together, but I hope we can split ways like gentle folk despite all my errors. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? I assure you I will make no attempt at your life. Who says you have to leave? What? Are you really that dumb, girl? I love you too, you know. If my royalty's a concern, all I can say is that as long as you stay in Prince Mer's body, you are Prince Mer. You're royalty too. If keeping yourself alive is your only concern, though, Nicole, do you know any solutions? No, I do not, but I'll look more into it. Don't worry, Charming. I'll promise I'll come up with something before time runs out. Thank you, Nicole. As for you, Mer, I love you, and I want to trust you. Answer one question for me. Will you let me? Mer hugs himself with his arms. He is trembling madly. Only minutes later does he finally nod, and a smile blooms on my lips. Huh? Did I miss something? Hearing my offer, the two commoners stared at me wide-eyed. They may be lowly peasants, but they are lowly peasant leaders who have been distributing wealth and food among multiple communities for years. Thanks to their work, fewer families have starved, and illness is no longer a death sentence for many. While I'm not sure of their methods, I do know that they have been hard-pressed to find the money necessary as of late. Yes, that's too amazing. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll never forget your kindness. I'm only repaying you for all your hard work, sir. I appreciate your service to the nation. Well, gee, I don't know what I can say. I'm nothing, Queen. Thank you, Your Majesty, with all the bottoms of hearts I have. If you are grateful, please continue to support your family and community with the money and rank I am bestowing. You are not nothing, sirs. You are the leaders of your communities, and you have been making up for where I lacked. I'm sorry I waited so long to properly compensate you guys for your time and support. Hood hood, say something. Gods and goddesses do exist. Gee whiz. Your Majesty, you're the absolute bestest. The bestest. Your Majesty, apologize for my friend's excitement. We're just so stunned by your kindness. We weren't expecting anything half this nice. When we thought we were to be punished. How'd you even know we existed? Well, let's just say that the royal family is finally going out onto the streets incognito the way we should have been for centuries. Who knows, maybe the two of you have met us. What do you mean? I don't remember meeting anyone special. Well, we don't forget that the Lunar Kingdom has magic on our side. We could have disguised ourselves as your best friends, and you two wouldn't have been none the wiser. Oh, wowee! But again, thank you, Queen. You're the best queen. The men bow before me. I look sideways at Mer. When our eyes meet, both of us blush, then simper. Our years together have not lessened our love. It is all thanks to King Mer. I was once a sheltered, ignorant princess. Without his guidance, I would be just as frivolous as the other rulers. Well, thank you too, King Mer. The peasants scamper out as soon as I dismiss them, and in a few more minutes, Mer and I are the only ones in the throne room. I give his cheek a playful poke with my free hand. We're finally done. Tired, Queen Charming? Not any more than you are. Oh, well, I'm exhausted. Perhaps we should head to bed. I shove him lightly. Perhaps we should head to the magic room first? Oh, for what? There are a few more potions I want to try brewing beforehand. Mer snickers. Are you making some more transformation potions, perhaps? In preparation for our future trips? You know it. All my potions will totally be for the good of the people. Queen Charming, you are so selfless. I am blessed to be married to you. You are the one who taught me to be aware. I did so little in comparison to you. You freed me from myself. No, you freed yourself. I just provided a helping hand. That is much the same. Perhaps. Thank you, Charming, for trusting me despite everything. No, Mer, thank you for not betraying my trust, for being you, for everything. We stay silent for a while, embracing the comfort of each other's warmth. Have I told you how much I loved you yet today? Because I do. Only once every hour. It shows how precious you are to me, does it not? I lean on Mer's shoulder. I love you too. Aw, that was sweet. Oh. We don't get any bit of, closure to that? Like, what they did to keep it so he doesn't die in 2 weeks? I'm a little confused. I'm assuming Nicole found a solution to it somehow, but I don't know how. Okay. Well, that's one ending. That's one romance taken care of, although I don't have any clue of what happened. It was definitely different than I expected. I was expecting a Little Mermaid reference in some fashion, where it was going to be like, oh, he has to be married and kiss his true love by sunset on the third day, or he turns into a merman or something. But nope, in this case, it's he cursed himself because he was ashamed of himself, because he swapped bodies with the real prince and is basically killing people to survive. Okay. Well, that's one ending done. I should probably try and romance the other two boys, because I don't know what's going on with them either. I think we will. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell. Which cute boy am I going for next time? Tune in to find out.